Okay, so I had an issue with recording yesterday, so I'm trying this again today. And I'm going to show you the same recipe. They turned out really well, by the way, but I figured I would just show you how to do it in the stand mixer since I'm doing the same recipe again. So that way you have two different options. So, I'm going to start with 1.5 cups warm water, not hot, just warm. 2¼ teaspoons of instant yeast. Oops, sorry. 2 teaspoons of sugar, just making sure I had the right thing. 4 tablespoons of softened butter. Oh, I need a spoon for that. 1 second. 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay. And then I don't like putting the salt on top of my yeast. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to do the 4.5 cups of bread flour first. Whoops, and get a little cloud there. And then 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to put the dough hook on and mix it till it comes together. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but it's not really coming together, and it seems a little dry. And that can happen. It just depends on the flour, the humidity, whatever. So I'm going to add, can you see what I'm doing on camera? Just a teeny bit of water until it just starts to form a ball of dough. We just need that's a little better. Teeny bit more water. So we get a nice dough ball. There we go, that's looking better. Just a touch more water, and there, I think we've got it now. So you might have to play with it a little bit. You basically just need a nice dough ball. I'm gonna check it just to see. Whoops. Still really. All right. So all in all, I think I've added, a tablespoon of extra water. Now I'm gonna let this knead for 5 minutes, and I'm not gonna force you to watch it. So I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so honestly, it's been about 6 or 7 minutes because I was dealing with the dogs. But see, you get this nice. Oops, can't get it off of here. I'll have to take this out. Trying to do it without knocking over the camera. I need a better tripod. This nice formed ball of dough here, or nicely kneaded dough, and then you're just going to form it into a ball. Grease, put a little grease in here, a little olive oil or some spray. I'm just going to spray it because that's what I have handy. Turn it over a few times, cover it up, and let's see if I can get you in there better. Cover it and let it rise for 1 hour. Here it is after rising for an hour. We're going to just punch it down, and then I'm going to take it out and put it on this parchment paper. Okay, so just knead it a little bit to get the air bubbles out. And I have a little bit of flour over here, but I actually don't think I'm going to need it for this. It's really not sticking at all. Oops. Okay, maybe a little. I don't know if you can see how nice this dough looks. It's just really, it's kind of a heavy, it's really nice dough. So after you press it down and get the air bubbles out, divide it into 8 pieces, as even as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah. Okay, and then we're just going to form each, you can see all this. Just form each one into a ball. And we're going to let it sit. Oops. Once I get them done, here, I'll just do 2 and show you what I'm going to do. So you have 2, let's see if I can back you up a little. Form them into balls and then press them down. Squish them. And this will make a nice hamburger roll. Now if you're just making regular rolls, I guess you could skip this step. But I'm making these into sandwich rolls. So squish them down. And I'll be back when I have them all done. So here you have, I have all 8 of them rolled out and smashed. And I'm just going to cover these and let them sit for another 30 minutes. And while they're sitting and resting and rising a little bit, I'm going to start 12 cups of water. I'm going to put 12 cups of water in a pan and start it boiling. And when that comes to a boil, you add 2/3 of a cup of baking soda very carefully because it fizzes up. And then we're going to bring that back to a boil, and then I'll show you what to do next. To add that you want to get your oven heated to 425, so you need that to be ready when your water's boiling. Okay, so my pretzel buns are almost done rising. I've got my water on to boil. It's pretty hot. I don't know if you can see the steam coming. It's not quite up to a boil yet. But I'm going to start adding my 2/3, that's 12 cups of water. Start adding my 2/3 cup of baking soda and watch it because see how it fizzes? Yesterday when I did this, I wasn't paying attention and I put too much in and it fizzed and my black stove top was all white. So be careful when you do this. Just do a little at a time. And I'm going to stir it up a little too as I go. Yeah, don't try to rush this process because you will have a mess on your hands. Okay. Almost done. I think yesterday my biggest mistake was having a pot that wasn't quite big enough. I thought I could get away with a smaller one. Yeah, don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil. And then once it's at a boil, I'm going to turn it back down to simmer because we don't want it going crazy on us. Here are our pretzel rolls after a nice 30-minute rise. I'm going to take these very carefully, maybe 2, maybe 3 at a time, and place them into the baking soda water. Here we go. I have my first 2. I'm going to place them in, and they need to stay in for 30 seconds on each side, approximately. So we'll give them about 30 seconds. Flip them over, and then I have a pan, a baking sheet that has parchment paper standing by. Flip them over. Whoops. And then you're going to need this slotted spoon or I have this, I don't even remember what this came with, where I got it, but it works nicely for this. I'm actually going to get another one. Careful putting those in. Let's see what we have here. Awesome. Whoops. Oops. Be careful with that. Okay, I'm going to take it out. You can follow me over here and place it on the baking sheet. Oops, sorry. And same with this one. Place them on the baking sheet. Okay, last one. And the boiling them, or poaching them I guess it's called, in the water just gives them that nice pretzel-y coating, like the crust. They're all in the pan. It wasn't that easy to fit them. But the next thing you're going to do, and I'm not really good at this, so if you have a better way to do it, let me know. We're going to put an X in the top of each of the buns with, oops, see, with a serrated knife. I find works best. I've heard that people use razor blades, but yeah, I don't have razor blades. This is just like traditional pretzel buns. Oops. You see what I'm doing here? Okay. So then we're going to take an egg wash, which is just one egg that I've beaten, and cover them all with the egg wash. This gives them a nice brown crust. Trust me, they're delicious. We had them yesterday. They're really good. We made chicken sandwiches with them last night, and it turned out to be pretty amazing. Okay, so get these all coated. And then what you're going to want to do is sprinkle, if you want, this is optional obviously, sprinkle some salt on the outsides. I have some kosher salt. I'm going to just barely sprinkle them because I don't want them super salty. Oops. I am making a huge mess trying to do this quickly. So I take a little bit of kosher salt, sprinkle it on the outside, on top, obviously, the outside of each one. And then we're going to pop this in, so I can remember how long, pop this in a 425 degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. So start watching them at 15, or check them at 15. So I'll let you know when they're done. I'll show you what they look like. Here they are after 16 minutes in the oven, and I guess my scoring wasn't so bad after all. I will tell you that these rose better than the ones I did in the bread maker yesterday. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just a fluke or if it has something to do with doing it in the stand mixer. I wish I had one from yesterday, but they all got eaten. Should have saved one back so you could see the difference. But anyway, these did turn out, they're bigger. And it was the same exact recipe, so I'm going to let them cool off. Then I'm going to cut one open, and I'm actually going to make my lunch with it. But so you can see what they look like on the inside. So they're still cooling, but I just wanted you to see even the bottoms of these turn out really, really amazing. Ow, that's hot. So I just wanted to show you what they look like. Okay, so they're all done and pretty cooled off, and I cut this one in half, just so you can see how amazing they look inside and on the bottom. So try this recipe. Give it a thumbs up if you like it.